With these developments, tackling cross-border terrorism has jumped to top of the to-do list for SAARC. That was the statement of Sri Lankan Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe when he met Prime Minister Narendra Modi in New Delhi on Wednesday. He said terrorism has become the core issue for SAARC and it needs to be addressed for the regional grouping to move forward.
Fostering regional ties was on the agenda on Wednesday when Sri Lankan Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe called on Prime Minister Narendra Modi in New Delhi. But with the 19th SAARC summit recently postponed due to tensions between India and Pakistan over cross-border terrorism, addressing terrorism occupied a large part of the interaction between the leaders. After meeting Prime Minister Modi, his Sri Lankan counterpart said that cross-border terrorism had become the core issue for SAARC and needs to be sorted out before moving forward with the regional grouping.
Cross-border terrorism is on the table, so we have to, the SAARC heads have to look at this and decide what has happened and how we are going to handle it. So I think SAARC has to really now decide on two issues. One is the cross-border terrorism, wherever it happens in SAARC countries, and secondly, few areas in which we can work together. If we don't do it, there is no future for SAARC.
The Sri Lankan Prime Minister said it was up to India to chart out its future course of action against terrorism. He was all praise for how Prime Minister Modi had handled the situation after the Uri terror attack.
I don't think war is an option for anyone, and your Prime Minister has handled it well so far. And there have been restraints on all sides, so let's see how we can get it moving. Your Prime Minister has taken a lot of these steps to diffuse the situation.
As a regional grouping, SAARC faces major challenges in moving forward with a mutually beneficial agenda because of Pakistan's unwillingness to give up terrorism to target India. But this was the first time that majority of SAARC nations stood with India to isolate Pakistan. SAARC was formed in 1986 to foster regional cooperation for development and peace, but its basic premise is now being violated.
Though Sri Lanka had already expressed support to India's call for cancellation of this year's SAARC summit that was to be held in Islamabad, but after meeting Prime Minister Modi, the Sri Lankan Prime Minister clearly spelt out that the core issue in front of SAARC today is cross-border terror. And if the organization has to stay relevant, it has to work out how to address this issue. With cameraman Anand Prakash, Amritpal Singh, DD News, New Delhi.